What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. Well, tonight Larry Reed was able to speak with Kerrion Franklin in an interview from a jailhouse interview. He's in jail, and I got a little more information. We have some more details, so I'm gonna just go through my notes and tell you guys what came up in the interview. So what we find out is that he is in jail currently right now, and he was arrested in Beverly Hills. He said that he had been working on a car. He said he has two cars. Both cars need work. He had been working on one of his cars. He said he got up early Sunday morning, doing work on the car. He was on his way to an auto zone because he knew that the car had a blown fuse in the tail light. So he was on his way to AutoZone where he got pulled over for a blown tail light. He said he tried to explain to the police officers that he was on his way to AutoZone, but to no avail. He said he was trying to film the incident, but the police actually took his cell phone out of his hand while he was filming. I found that to be very interesting. He said that he did have two warrants in Texas. One had already been taken care of. The second one he wasn't sure about. So I'm going to put a pin in that, and we'll come back to that second one, right? Larry Reed said that him and John P. Key are working on trying to get him some legal representation to try to look at his case to get him some help. Now, in this call, Kerrion did, in my opinion, make a plea to his family, aka his father. He, made a comment about, checking on him and knowing that he needs help, and he needs help right now. He needs a lawyer, and that his family, he really needs his family, his family's help. And Larry Reed, I was going to say John B. Key. Larry Reed agrees. Larry Reed agrees that was sort of a plea to his father, but he said that he's been speaking to Kerrion, and Kerrion longed for his father long before this happened. So that's something that's ongoing with him. He said that that his circle has been changing and that he feels like he's being set up. He said he's been feeling a little weird and he feels like things are moving around him and that he is being set up. He said that when the police pulled him over, that eventually there were 8 vehicles surrounding him. But let's get into so that's sort of some of those notes. So let's get into this car, because we know that this car is allegedly connected to a woman who is deceased, right? Who has been murdered. He says that he bought the car over a year ago from a woman who was very much alive at the time he purchased the car. He said the car is legally registered in his name. And so if there's something there, then he's not aware of it. He said he met the woman and I think he said her husband, when he bought the car, again, like I said, over a year ago. He said he's been stopped in that car before and nothing ever happened. There was no issue with the car, with the registration or anything like that. Now, I find it interesting that you keep getting stopped by the police, but that's another issue for another day. Now, during the interview, the sound went out and Larry Reed finished the conversation that he did not play. He said he was no longer in his home when Kerrion called him back, and so he's relaying to us the rest of the conversation. So the rest of what I'm telling you is coming from Larry Reed. I did not hear Kerrion say it. Okay, let me be clear. The understanding is that Kerrion reached out to his grandparents. He does still have a relationship with his grandparents, assuming it's his mother's parents, because Kirk Franklin's parents, and I just think, let me erase that. His grandparents. He does have a good relationship with his grandparents, and his grandparents told Larry Reed that the warrant from Texas, the one warrant has been taken care of altogether. The second issue warrant concern that the police saw was taken care of, but for whatever reason, it was not cleared out of the system. So when the police arrested him, it looked like he still had an outstanding situation. Now, Larry Reed was very careful not to use the word warrant. He just said situation, and it sounded like it was something about a $300 something. So I don't know if he owed some restitution or something or whatever. But he was careful not to say the word warrant about this second. He just kept saying the second situation. But when the police looked at it in their system, it didn't look like it had been cleared up. So it sounds like they had a legitimate reason, I guess, to hold him. As far as the no bond thing is concerned, that should be cleared up. According to the grandparents, all of that should be cleared up. All of that should be cleared up. So when he goes to court tomorrow, all of that should be out of the system. Larry Reed did say that him and John P. Key are working so that tomorrow, when he goes to court tomorrow, if there is a bond, they're working on being able to post his bond so that he can get out of jail. He said he does not believe that Kerrion is a murderer. He doesn't believe that. He doesn't believe that, and that him and John P. Key are very, they're very concerned about family and maintaining family and keeping black men out of jail. So that's why, if people want to question what their motives are, I'm telling you that's what he said. Now, here's the other thing that he shared with us to add a little clarity to some of the murkiness in this situation with this woman. Now, here's where it doesn't look too good for Kerrion. And again, I'm giving y'all the facts. I'm not giving an opinion. I'm telling you the information. Kerrion, it sounds like he was living in some sort of like community home situation. Larry Reed said, a lot of, actors and singers and directors and things like that, your checks are up and down until you hit it big. You might have a gig, make a little bit of money, and then not work again for a year. Money is funny. So he said that Kerrion, who is a director, who does do production and stuff like that, was linked up in some sort of like communal situation like that. And he thinks that the woman connected to this car lived with Kerrion in that communal situation. He believes. He does not know for a fact, and Kerrion will not confirm that fact to him, but that is what he believes, and I feel like he has a good reason to believe that, so I'm gonna leave it there. He said that Kerrion told him that this woman that he lived in the community home with would allow him to drive her car from time to time. And he said maybe that's where that comes in with the I knew the woman, she was alive last I knew her, yada yada yada. Again, no facts that it's the same woman. This is what Larry Reed believes based on information he has, and of course he's not going to share everything he knows. Unfortunately though, in the conversation they talk about another person that Kerrion was connected to who also came up dead. That guy, if you guys remember when all of this first happened with the tape dropping, remember there was another audio tape that alleged that Kirk Franklin did some things. And I'm not going to repeat what those were. You just got to kind of go back in your memory. There was a guy who had an audio tape, right? Remember, he was the only one that had the audio tape, and allegedly, I believe him and Kerrion had a conversation where Kerrion said some things to him about his father, right? That guy turned up dead. So now we have Kerrion that is connected to two people who are dead. Now, they didn't say the other guy was murdered. They just said he came up dead. And that's kind of where all the information, that was gathered. So, he will go to court tomorrow. So I'll give you guys the update. But it sounds like if everything was cleared up from Texas, unless there's some new charges. But, that's the other thing too. Kerrion said that the charges against him, that the police are making these charges up. Again, Larry Reed couldn't confirm whether he was talking about the resisting arrest, whether he was talking about the gun charge, whether there was a second gun. He wouldn't give straight answers to certain questions, which is probably for the best. Certain things he probably shouldn't give straight answers on. He probably should leave them open-ended, while everything is still pending. But he did say that he's saying that the charges are trumped up. So if they have him for a gun charge and resisting arrest, not really sure what the bond on that looks like in LA. But it sounds like whatever the charges were in Texas, when he goes to court tomorrow, all of that should be cleared up. There should be nothing on his record from Texas. It should only be whatever happened yesterday. So, y'all, that's it. That's all. Like I said, I'll keep you posted. If you want to hear the full video, go over to Larry Reed Live. Again, I will put his YouTube channel in my description box, so you can just click the link and go on over there. But it's Larry Reed Live is the YouTube channel, and the video not even 2 hours ago, he had the video. So y'all go check it out. Let me know what you think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.